Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more powerful, real stories like this, and drop your lovely city or hometown in the comments. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Now, buckle up. This one is going to cut deep. I can still hear Noah's voice in my head. Fragile. Shaky. Barely louder than the rustle of leaves. Dad, why doesn't Grandpa like us? Those words didn't just sting, they split something inside me wide open. A wound I'd been covering for years suddenly started bleeding again. You know that feeling when you're carrying a weight no one else even acknowledges? Like you're screaming underwater, and the world above is laughing at a joke you weren't invited to hear? That's where my story begins. My name's Christopher. I'm 38, a single dad raising 2 kids, Ava, my 11-year-old dreamer who sketches coral reefs and talks about saving the oceans, and Noah, my 9-year-old engineer in the making who builds model planes so precise you'd swear they could take flight. Life didn't turn out the way I imagined it back when I thought adulthood was like a blueprint. You follow the lines, you get the house, the family, the peace. My blueprint burned the day my marriage to Lauren collapsed. She traded in our life for a Tesla, a tech bro boyfriend with a podcast, and whatever new version of happiness she thought she deserved. I was left hollow. But for my kids, I rebuilt, one rusty nail at a time in our weathered little bungalow. I'm a welder by trade. My days are sparks, steel, and sweat. Not glamorous, but it keeps the lights on, and it keeps my kids fed. Every summer, my parents host the family tradition at their lake house. The official version is laughter around the fire pit, grilled ribs, and catching up. The real version? A pressure cooker of grudges and reminders that I've always been the odd one out. My sister Elise, with her manicured nails and a phone that never leaves her hand, finds subtle ways to remind me I'm behind in life. My brother Derek, who's between ventures for the last decade, dodges questions about his latest failed startup. My dad, Victor, is the anchor, if anchors were made of ice. A retired shipping yard foreman, he still carries himself like a man giving orders on a dock. My mom, Ruth, is warmer, but she plays her role, smile for guests, avoid conflict, pretend everything's fine. This year, I told myself it'd be different. I told Ava and Noah we'd bring gifts, handmade gifts, to show the family how much we care. Ava painted a gorgeous canvas of crashing waves, every stroke alive with color. Noah carved a wooden lighthouse, polished so smooth it caught the sunlight. They'd worked for weeks, full of pride. When we arrived, the air shifted. Ribs on the grill, corn glistening in butter, lemonade sweating in the pitcher, it all looked perfect. But the smiles were thin. Noah was first to approach my dad, his face glowing. I carved this for you, Grandpa, he said, holding out the lighthouse. Victor gave it the kind of glance you give to a gum wrapper on the sidewalk. Cute try, kid, he muttered, his voice dry and brittle. Then his eyes cut to me. Christopher, you always stir things up when you come. Maybe skip next time. Time stopped. Ava froze, clutching her painting. Noah's lighthouse slipped from his hands and hit the deck with a hollow clatter that echoed in my gut. Elise snickered behind her iced tea. Derek stared into the fire like it held the answers to his life. My mom made a sound, half gasp, half sigh, but stayed silent. And then came Noah's voice. Soft. Wounded. Dad, why doesn't Grandpa like us? That was it. My limit. A dam I'd been holding back for decades burst. I'd swallowed my dad's coldness, my siblings' mockery, my mom's silence. But watching my son's heart break right there in front of me? No. Not anymore. We're out, I said. My voice cut through the night like steel through sheet metal. Let's go where we're wanted. Ava scooped up the lighthouse. We left, the lake house shrinking in the rear view, their stunned faces fading into darkness. Back home, the kids disappeared into their safe spaces, Ava with her sketchpad, Noah with his planes. I sat on the porch, my phone like a live wire in my hand. Noah's question replayed in my head until another memory surfaced, one I'd buried. Years ago, I started a family emergency fund. The idea was noble: if anyone hit real trouble, we'd have a safety net. I fed it every month, $150, then $300, then $500. I thought I was holding us together. Turns out, it wasn't a safety net. It was their personal piggy bank. One look at my banking app and my chest burned. Over $1,000 gone in 10 days. Elisa's sushi deliveries. Derek's endless van repairs. Spa charges that matched Mom's medical bills. Even Dad's phone bill, despite his pension covering it twice over. I locked the account. One click, and the pipeline dried up. Within an hour, my phone lit up, texts, calls, voicemails. Not a single one mentioning Ava or Noah. Just panic about money. That night, I took the kids out for ice cream. Watched their laughter slowly return. Inside, I was done. The next morning, Elise called. "Hey, my lease is due and the card's glitching. Can you send $2,000? I laughed, sharp and bitter. What about yesterday? When Dad told me to stay away in front of my kids. Oh, God, you're still on that? He was cranky. Let it go. I hung up. My pulse roared in my ears. A week later, my grandfather Walter, quiet, steady, the only one who ever saw me, showed up at my door. Over coffee, he slid an envelope toward me. "I've seen them drain you," he said. "And I saw what they did to Noah at that barbecue. I'm done with them." Inside was his will. Everything, his cabin, accounts, stocks, $350,000. All to me and the kids. "You've earned it," he said. "You're the only one who's built something real." I was speechless. Outside, Ava and Noah's laughter floated in from the yard like sunlight through clouds. For once, someone saw me, not as a wallet, not as a failure, but as a man, a father, a survivor. When the family found out, the flood began. Elisa's fake tears. Derek's "let's talk." Mom's sudden interest in family picnics. I deleted every message. That money wasn't just money, it was possibility. It was Ava's art school. Noah's aviation camp. It was a road trip to the mountains where we hiked until our legs ached and laughed under a sky so full of stars it looked fake. I learned something: family isn't blood. Family is who fights for you when it matters. Ever had to walk away from people you thought you couldn't live without? Drop a comment and share your story. Hit like, subscribe, and let's keep it raw and real together.